Morning, guys, and it is absolutely pitch black. But anyway, welcome to another edition of Burning Issues. And today I wanted to talk about something that I think may be the biggest learning that I have embodied and come across this year, maybe. And that is that these two concepts that I think are probably maybe the most important things in your life, possibly, are not only not mutually exclusive, but when you practice more of one, the other one is unlocked, in my opinion. And we've talked about the concept of gratitude a lot, and we've done an episode about gratitude previously. And it is, I'm going to repeat it again, but it is the one thing I believe in this life that you can't do enough of. I think everything else, pretty much, you can do or overdo, I suppose the case may be. You know, even love or anything like this, I think you can overdo all those things. However, gratitude, you cannot. You know, the minute you wake up, just being grateful that you've woke up that day. Then the shower, the fact there's warm water, and then that you're brushing your teeth, the fact that no one's chasing you for, anything at that point in time. The fact that you can make yourself a nice breakfast, the fact that you can make yourself a coffee, the fact that coffee and all those products that you're using, people have, in other countries have farmed maybe the crop or whatever it is. All these things, I know I'm probably going overboard here, but you get the point. You know what I mean? You go throughout your day and you constantly feel grateful and gratitude for all of the things that are available, the fact you've got heating in England when it's freezing cold, that kind of thing. The fact that there are lights on right now, so at almost, 10 past 7 a.m, I can do this podcast. The fact that my phone allows me to do this, the fact that the microphone, all these different things. You get the point. The one thing, though, that someone like me who's very entrepreneurial maybe struggle with or was opposed to previously was this idea that I can be happy in the present, but also be super ambitious as to where I want to be in the future. I didn't see those things as possible. I thought if you want to be super ambitious, you basically have to feel uncomfortable where you're at. You have to have this deep burning desire to want to change your life. And you therefore cannot be happy with your current circumstances. And the minute you are happy with your current circumstances, moreover, you're then basically saying, I'm content where I am, and that's the reason that most people don't get further. That, I think, is the belief of a lot of people. You know, the minute I say I'm happy, I'm comfortable, everything is great, relationships are great, work's going great, everything else, getting healthy, this, there's the thought that then goes, hold on a minute, if I get really comfortable and content with where I'm at, that then means I'm not going to have the ambition to go forth. And that may be true. That may be true with some people, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you're happy with where you are, that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. That's the whole point of this, right? We all have different things we're striving for, and if where you're at right now is you're happy with, that's great. However, if we're entrepreneurial or there's always an area in life you want to improve upon, that didn't sit for me anyway, particularly comfortable. Bad turn of phrase. Didn't sit well with me. That I should be comfortable and happy where I am, and at the same time, I can also be ambitious. It's either I'm comfortable or I'm ambitious. So if I'm comfortable, I can't be ambitious. And if I'm ambitious, I can't be comfortable. And that was basically the conversation. Well, what I've found this year, and going back to the gratitude, is the more that I practice gratitude, the more that I am grateful and happy for where I am at this point in time, the more it has unlocked me to be able to achieve more of my potential and therefore achieve more of what I'm aiming for, my ambitions. Because I think it provides you a platform of stability, which is something in this world that we seem to have forgotten. You have to have a level of stability in order to ascend to certain levels. Now, that being said, there are circumstances where your back's against the wall and necessity's mother of invention, that kind of thing, and you have to figure out a way, and that can propel you. And I get that. I'm just talking from personal experience here, that now that I look around and I see, well, you can't see very well, but the Manchester skyline every morning, all these things that to me, I think before I had just literally took for granted. I was just like, well, I'm in Manchester. I didn't even, no, that's not even true. I didn't even give it a thought that all the things that I have and all the things that I'm not talking about materials here, I'm just talking about roof over my head, I'm talking about money in the bank account to be able to buy a coffee, buy a meal, groceries in the fridge. These things I didn't even think about as being something to be grateful for. It was just, well, it's there. Like, what am I supposed to, what am I to say about this? So, without rambling too long, because I like to keep these quite succinct, my point is, I'm trying to hammer this home, the more you practice gratitude, the better and happier your life will be. And if you can do that more so, you can unlock levels of ambition that maybe you didn't have before, or it certainly can help as a springboard to achieving that ambition. You do not, and I repeat this, you do not have to say to yourself, I'm really not happy that I haven't got this in the material sense, or I don't have that in my bank account, or I've not gone on this holiday, or my business hasn't reached 7 figures yet, or I haven't got the 10 employees that I targeted this year, etc., etc. Now, I've talked about goal setting before and my issues with that, but that's another story for the day. This is all about practice gratitude. It will provide a springboard. You will be content to a degree. I don't really like the word, but it kind of works here. You will be comfortable with where you're at. At the same time, you can then push on to go after your ambitions. I think the opposite is true. If you're not grateful for where you are right now, and you don't, you know, give the things that you've actually achieved any a nod to them or any kind of positive, you know, actually fair enough from where I was last year, like there's quite a bit of improvement or whatever it may be, you're doing yourself a massive disservice. You're going to constantly be unhappy. You're going to do what we talked about before, which is set a goal. You might reach that goal, but you're so miserable trying to get there. When you do get there, the high's never as high as you think it would be. It doesn't last. And you're on to the next thing. So all you're constantly doing is like trying to, you know, build up, but you're not enjoying anything. And then you get past an age and you thought, hold on a minute, what have I spent the last decades doing? Decades plural. So longer episode than usual. But I think it's super important, and you can be grateful for where you are and also be extremely ambitious as to where you want to be. Those two things are absolutely possible to exist together, or coexist, I should say. And in fact, I think the more that you practice that gratitude, as I keep saying here, but I think it's so important, the more you can unlock new levels of ambition and actually go and achieve things and be grateful and happy all the way along that journey. Not just these small little, you know, levels that you unlock and then you're, the next one. If you're happy all the way up, life becomes a lot better. Have a good day, guys, and speak soon.